All right, family. I am back. I am back. I am back. I'm thinking about this song. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back to BMore's Team Talk Show. Hey, look. Once again, right, I got about, I think, 13 minutes that I got to go start the talk show. But it's all good. It's all good. It's all right. It's all right. In God's will. Because you never know what might happen over the next few years, right? If it's God's will. I always have to say that. I'm getting my stuff ready, y'all. Basically my little dinner. So bear with Big Unc. The BMore's Team Talk Show. The BMore's Real Team Talk Show. Now look, family. My heart, right, really goes out to our youth. And I don't know if that's because basically I grew up without a father. And I was sharing this the other day with my co-host, right? My mother passed away when I was 26. Now, mind you, I already feel abandoned because my father not there. Then my mother leave me. So that was like a double whammy. You know, I ain't had nobody to go to now, like a parent, to embrace me, to hold me, to tell me everything is gonna be all right. To ask me stuff like, what is wrong with you? Why are you doing this? Why are you doing that? So I think that's why I had flashbacks. And I'm not mad or nothing, because I truly, truly, truly thank God that I'm able to go back as far as I can. Now, I can remember 5 years old, but 2, 3, 4, stuff like that, no. 5 years old, you know, I was gonna say I was very promiscuous. But we played mother and father, so we did a little grinding on each other and stuff like that, right? And kids do tend to feel and touch each other, boys and girls. And it might not be nothing there. You know, like they might have been touched themselves, or rape or molestation or anything in that nature. It might not have been that. But because I don't remember anything like that happening to me. But other than that, if y'all hear me talk about myself, I'll talk about this 18-month-old baby that I used to wake up in the middle of the night, run into the bathroom gagging, throwing up, you know, vomiting, because it was like a baby was being choked on a penis, you know. And I would always say this 18-month-old baby, this 18-month-old baby. Now, mind you, I never done that to nobody. So the only beliefs I had, that child might have been me, right? And then I remember I said this before, and I'm gonna say it again because somebody need to hear this. My mother told me, she told my father he could never see me no more, but she never told me why. Then I remember my uncle making this statement out of his mouth to me. He said, your father was a bodybuilder, but I also think he was gay. So you know they kind of clicks together, right? Whether it happened or not, I think something happened. I do. I really do. And I accept the fact that there's a good chance I might have been molested as a child, right? Now, being 5 years old and practicing those behaviors, even up to around about 10, we was doing the bumping and grinding and stuff like that. And you know, we wasn't putting it in or nothing. We was just rubbing, right? Because I didn't have no real poo-poo until I turned about 14, 15, when it actually went in the hole. Y'all see how I talk? And this is how, to me, as parents, we should be able to talk with our children. That's how I feel as a parent. And not only that, I had to embrace my children more as they was growing up, because I always wanted to leave that door open just in case they needed to come and talk to dad about certain things. Both of them, not just me, my wife as well. But y'all got to understand, when I talk about Steve, I'm talking about my involvement with my children. So I know certain women might be hearing this and they be like, well, my baby father did this, my dad father did that. I'm not talking about him, I'm talking about Steve. And I shared to you earlier why that was so important to me, because I grew up without a father. And I did not want my children to feel abandoned, to feel like their father wasn't in their life. When I left my first wife, my daughter was 8, around about 8, I think. And when I left, I think that made her feel abandoned, because the body, the physical part of me, wasn't in the house no more. She was used to her father being there. So all of a sudden, his presence is gone. Now, I'm saying this, gentlemen, because I had to look back at all this stuff, family. I had to look at this. And I realized she might have felt empty because dad wasn't in the house. But no matter what, I had to make sure I was a part of her life. So I would have to get her. I would have to do things with her, but then dad wasn't in the house. So I think as she began to get older, she took on some feelings about that. The presence of me not being there. Now listen to what I said, the physical presence, right? Now, when I left my second wife, my daughter that's 25 now, that's my biological daughter. My 27-year-old, we always stayed in contact. The 31-year-old, we like, what's up, Big Steve? You know, stuff like that, right? That's what she called me. I'm all right with that. But anyway, that's my daughter too, if it boils down to it. You know, I raised them. But anyway, what I'm trying to say, family, I still had to make sure I remained a part of their lives. Because guess what? Even though the physical part of me wasn't there. Now, my 14, at that time, Sienna, I've been gone now, I'm going to say for 12 years. So Sienna was about 13. She was going on 13. And I believe, because the physical side of me wasn't in the house, she took on some feelings too. Because she couldn't just run to dad any kind of way she wanted now. So it was times she would come and stay with me over the weekends, right? I ain't going back home, I ain't this, I ain't now, I'm gonna stay here. She knew she was always welcome. I was just listening to her. But anyway, one day she told me, and my oldest daughter said the same things, family. I'm not their father. And I said, well, y'all need to go find out who your father is. I know I'm their father. When my first wife got pregnant with my daughter, I told her that night, it was a special feeling. It was just something about this feeling. I said, you pregnant. When I shot it in her, I said, you pregnant. Guess what? That night, my second wife, I told her that night, I said, you pregnant. And they ain't do nothing but laugh, whatever. And then, you know, about a month or two later, they come back and say they pregnant. I knew. Even down to little Steve, I knew when he was conceived. Now, don't ask me what date, okay? Because I don't remember the date. I just know it happened. It was just a special, not just one of those that you shoot out and then later they get pregnant. It was just that one was like, each time, it was like just so amazing compared to when I normally do. You get me? So, and that's how I knew the difference with that, but I know they mind. I know they mind. That's all I'm trying to get to. But I figured they was hurt. because the presence of dad wasn't there, and it felt abandoned. Because my youngest daughter, my oldest daughter said the same things too. And then look at my 13-year-old. We arguing one day, right? And she told me I wasn't her father. I said, well, you need to go find who your father is. Now, we didn't talk for maybe a couple of months. But y'all know she couldn't wait to talk with her daddy. I'm here. And yeah, I went in my head, well, I'm gonna go get the blood test. Suppose I found out they not. I'm wanting to know what the heck. So anyway, and they mine. And I'm saying, listen to what I'm saying. Listen. And the reason why I'm saying that, because men, I want y'all to understand, the mothers are there, we know that. Or say like the father got more custody of the children than the mother. So, you know, it's vice versa. So they still need that love, that affection, and that attention from us men. If you got 20, 30 kids, I'm just saying that because some of y'all know you got some babies. The whole thing with all of that, are you able to spend quality time with them? And I know just to have those many kids, unless you make a plan every couple of months, I'm just use that as an example, or once a month, to get with them all at one time and bring them in your presence. That's a beautiful thing, because they need to feel you spiritually, mentally, biologically. They are yours. So it all depends on your finances. That's all I'm trying to say. Because if you can afford, say like you got 30, and you can afford to bring them together under one umbrella, that's a beautiful thing. That's a beautiful thing. And be able to feed them and clothe them and take them out and have fun with them, that's a beautiful. If you got to rent a bus or buy a bus, yeah, you better buy a bus. I just thought about that. Yeah, buy a bus. You know, all depends on how many you got. So y'all can all be together at one. I'm telling you. But my thing is, if you want to brag and boast about having a lot of children, make sure you're taking care of your children. That makes men like myself very, very proud. But I can tell you this. One can be real expensive. I'm telling you. I remember I said I wanted 10 kids. And as my children started coming, I realized just how expensive children can be. For us to take care of them, you get me? Wanting to make sure that they have the material things. But over the years, I realized you can get them all the material stuff you want. But it's nothing like that love inside of you. It's nothing like that love. Money can't place that. Money can't place that. And that's what I realized with mine. Being that loving, caring, kind, considerate parent. Holding them, hugging them, letting them feel you. Squeezing them. And they might say, Dad, you squeezing me too tight. They know it's love. They feel it. I'm saying, I know. I'm telling you, that's how I do mine, and they grown. They grown. And I still, because I want them to feel in here. So family, I'm going to get ready to get off because I know it's probably 6 now. So I'm going to be running a little late. A couple of minutes, maybe 5, to start the Team Talk Show. But I'm going to talk about the fentanyl and the opioid epidemic, right? Now, I know it was affecting the adults. I didn't know that it's taking a lot of our children out too. I'm like, what in the world? So that was the reasons why I'm doing this. And another thing, I'm doing this. Yeah, go ahead. I'm doing this because I'm sending this over to my Stream TV. cat. So that's my goal. Talk to y'all.